Welcome back to Scotty's Movies, and it's time for another Disney retro movie review. And today I've been checking out Herbie Fully Loaded from 2005. Now, I am familiar with the other Herbie films. You've got Herbie Goes to Monte Carlo, you've got the Love Bug, Herbie Rides Again, and Herbie Goes Bananas, which, fully enough, Herbie Goes Bananas, I remember seeing in the cinema. I think it was about 1980, 81, something like that. I would have been, I don't know, 8 or 9 maybe. Yeah, in fact, I'll be honest, I don't think I've seen that film since, but yeah. My personal favourite of the Herbie movies is actually Herbie Rides Again. I don't know what it is about that one, but I just always liked it. But anyway, this one stars Lindsay Lohan, who obviously goes into this movie following up other Disney movies like The Parent Trap, Freaky Friday, and Confessions of a Teenage Drama Queen. As I said, this is from 2005, so yeah, Lindsay Lohan stars as Maggie Payton, I can't say it, Payton, sorry, who's a member of a NASCAR racing family, but unfortunately her overprotective dad, who's played by Michael Keaton, so you won't let her follow in the footsteps of the rest of the family, like her brother Ray Jr., who's played by Breckin Meyer, who I'm familiar with from Rat Race and The Road Trip. So yeah, racing cars is like in her blood, but after like an accident, he doesn't want to do in it. He doesn't want to involved. Anyway, she graduates college, and as a present for graduation, he takes her to a car sort of junkyard, to see if he can get her a little car. And this is where she ends up. Despite looking at other cars, ends up with Herbie, who takes a bit of a shine to her. And Herbie's kind of looking to get back into his old racing days. With with Maggie at the wheel. He wants her to be his driver, kind of thing. And anyway, she has like a kind of a street race with a top race car driver called Trip Murphy, who's played by Matt Dillon, who's always pretty good. And yeah, he ends up beating him in Herbie, and he sort of wants a rematch. And then it follows the story of Herbie and Maggie sort of trying to get back into racing, basically. And which you end up sort of in the NASCAR life again. So yeah, was it any good? Yeah, right. I thought this was a fun Herbie movie. I've not watched a Herbie movie for quite a long time, and it follows the lines of the sort of the original movies. I'd say previously, my favourite one is Herbie Rides Again. Well, it's quite a predictable story, of course. It's quite a good family film. So Matt Dillon is good as a villain. You also got Justin Long in there as well. He's pretty good. He's like the sort of love interest for Maggie. He's like a mechanic friend called Kevin, who helps her sort of fix Herbie up, because he's looking pretty battered when she first gets him from the junkyard. So yeah, it's got a good soundtrack. Lots of sort of well-known songs. And yeah, they enjoyed the music. And it's also a bit of a reprise of some of the old Herbie music as well at one stage, which I thought was cool. It probably helps if you're familiar with the other Herbie films as well. If you go into this as your first Herbie movie, you might think it's a bit mad with a sort of car driving itself and everything. If you know Herbie movies, you know what you want to expect, really. Yeah, they have a certain charm to them, and they're not to be taken too seriously. What's not great about this movie? I would like to see more Michael Keaton. I'll be honest. He didn't have much of a role as a dad. I don't know, he's a bit underutilized. and the CGI is a bit ropey in parts, I must admit. It's from 2005. So yeah, yeah, there's a few sort of practical effects where you can see probably it was like a stunt man as well driving a car, but not least Lindsay Lohan. But yeah, aside from that, it's a good fun family movie. I'd check it out. I say I have actually got the DVD. It's part of a box set, which I'm just going to grab now. I take that back. Actually, I've actually got the single movie DVD version of Herbie Fully Loaded, but I do have the other Herbie movies there on the box set. But yeah, what would I rate this movie out of 10? I'm going to give it a 6.5. Yeah, I did enjoy it. It was a lot of fun. It's not the best Herbie movie out there, but it was a good sort of reimagining or sort of bringing it a bit more up to date in, let's say, in the last 15 years, 15, 20 years, whatever it was. And yeah, I'd say it's worth checking out on Disney Plus. I believe all the Herbie movies are actually on there. Well, as I say, I've got the obviously the DVD in the collection, and yeah, that's all I've got to say about Herbie Fully Loaded, really. Yeah, comment down below what's your favourite Herbie movie, and if you've got a favourite, and if you've seen this one and what you thought of it. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you soon for some more Disney retro reviews. Bye, guys.